welcome my creatively faithful friends. It's Teresa, and welcome back to my channel. I want to start off the video by letting you know that I worked yesterday and today working on getting my September planner ready to get it set up, and I just worked all day on that, and I didn't get finished. So that video that was supposed to come out yesterday, setting up my September planner, well, it's actually September, October, and November, and I learned my lesson. I need to start sooner if I'm going to set up 3 months at a time, and I'm going to do it myself. That will come out on Monday. Monday's a holiday. I don't have to go anywhere. And so Monday, I plan on spending the day. Everything's printed, so I plan on spending the day to get that planner all put together and all set up and filmed for you. So today, is my September TBR. Hello, my friends. Welcome to Creatively Faithful, or welcome back if you're new. Today's video is my TBR game for September, and I'm playing the Clover game again because all of the supplies that I had for all those other games I mentioned in last month's video haven't come in yet. So I'm gonna play this game again. So let me refresh really quick how you play it. You pull out a card, and this is just a sample card, and you use the words that are connected, so this word and the word beside it, and you connect them and you make a word association. So, and then there aren't words on the back, there's just the graphic. So that's what we're going to do, and I am going to be smart this month and write down the words and write down the word that I come up with, the associative word. I don't know if I said that right or not. And then I'll come back because, as you know, I do most of my books at the library or on Kindle Unlimited because I have my daughter's Kindle, and which I'm asking for one for Christmas. I don't know if I've said that before. So I will come back after and show you all the books and do a face-to-face video. So I roll these 2 dice to come up with how many books I am going to choose on my TBR, and I'm hoping for kind of a low number, and I'll tell you why. I didn't finish my August TBR, so I'm hoping for a low number so that I can keep some of those August books and use those books and finish up those books. Oh, look at that. Okay, guess what? It's my game. I can make the rules. I'm gonna roll again. An 11. Okay, so I'm not gonna roll again. So we have to choose 11 books. So we have okay. So word number 1, let me move this out of the way, and I will pull from the side here. So for number 1, we have passion and tiger. Number 2, we have alliance and marriage. Number 3, we have target and cannon. And number 4, we have potato and a crab. Okay. All right, so we'll, oh, should I stop? Yeah, I think I should stop and come up with what we're going to do. Passion and tiger. I think we will have a book with a jungle setting. Okay, alliance and marriage. We're going to have I'm not real familiar because, as you know, I've just gotten back into reading this year, and all of this terminology is new to me. And so I think that this trope is called a forced marriage. So it would be an alliance. I think that, I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below if that's not what I'm thinking of. Target and cannon, some type of war. And I know just the book that I'm thinking of. When I come back, I'll share that with you. And potato and crab. I'm just going to say that the book, you know, thinking that these are foods, the book has to have food or drink on the cover. And I have just the book that I know neither one of those is a drink, but they're both foods or a sea animal. But I'm specifically thinking of a specific book. Okay, so we'll take those off, and we need to do 4 more because we're gonna have to come up with 11. Goodness. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and I'm gonna mix them up and not look at them and put them down. So we have this time 4, 5, hearth and pine. Okay, when I think of hearth and pine, oh, let me go the way I did before. Number 6, spicy and oak. I don't know about that one. I don't read spicy books, and that's the first thing that came to my mind. 7 is raft and rich. And 8 is star and ladle. Okay, so hearth and pine. The first thing that comes to my mind is like an Old West book or a colonial book. So I'm going to put Old West or colonial because in a lot of those books, they're building a house. They have a hearth for on their fireplace and everything. So that's what I'm thinking for that one. Spicy and oak. I'm going to say a fairy tale. Now, not a spicy fairy tale, but a fairy tale, and it has to be, have something to do with a forest, okay? Because I like reading fairy tales. And raft and rich. I'm also going to say, oh, this is what I'm going to think of for this one. An ocean setting that has a shipwreck. And rich will play into the book I'm thinking of, or into the type of book I'm thinking of. Star and ladle. I'll just have to let you know about that one when I come back, because I'm not thinking. I'll have to do some digging and do some thinking before I go to choose some books. Okay, so I'm gonna pull 4 more. This is kind of the same thing that happened last month. I got an 11. I'm going to pull 4 more, and on this round, I can skip one. Okay. So we are going to do, oh, and I can combine prompts too. Okay. So, number 9, we have castle and minor. We are going to combine that with number 6. So, the fairy tale forest has to also have a castle and a minor. Minor being a character under 18. Number 10 is, that might be the one we skip. Number 11 boot and motor. Oh, okay. We're going to do boot and motor. And we are going to read a Regency romance that is set in a time period where they have cars, because that would take care of the motor. And in the UK, England, I know that they call the trunk of a car the boot. So now here is the big thing. Do we want heel and detergent or white and ray? I think we're going to go with white and ray. And we're going to say that the cover has to have a sun and something white on the cover. Or something yellow and something white, because I think, when I think of ray, that's what I think of as sun. Okay, now let's go back to star and ladle. The one thing that I can think of for star and ladle is to think of a book that is set at nighttime, but then the ladle doesn't have anything to do with that. The ladle, when I think of ladle, I think of soup or stew or something. Oh, You know what? I'm going to combine this with number 5 because I am sure that a book would have a nighttime, you know, at some point in the book it would be nighttime. And a lot of, you know, they're going to cook something on the hearth. Okay, so I'm going to combine that with number 5. Okay, so I will have 9 books. 9 books. Okay, so I will be back and I will let you know what our show you and let you know what our 9 books are. So thank you and I'll be back. Okay, so we're back. I hope you enjoyed the game. As I told you in the little game clip, my other stuff still hasn't come in for my other games that I'm planning on putting together and all. Well, I didn't need stuff to come in for one of them, but I needed stuff to come in for the other 3. So I'm going to choose from 5 games every single month. And so hopefully I can do that in October because it's supposed to arrive before the end of September. So let me get with my September TBR. So this month I was really smart. I wrote down the 2 words and I wrote down the prompt and I have my books. Except for if they're Kindle Unlimited books, they'll be I'll put the book cover right here. Okay, so the first 2 words were passion and tiger, and I said that they needed to be it needed to be a book with a jungle setting. So I chose this book. Now I'm gonna say my disclaimer. This is not really, well, it is a TBR, but these are my choices because if I come across, and I have a confession to make. This past month, I came across some content in a couple of books that, you know, was a little questionable for me. And I kept reading the books anyhow because it wasn't awful, but it did make me uncomfortable. And I decided I cannot do that any longer. So if I'm on page 175 or page 22, I will DNF the book. So, and then I don't plan to to show DNF books in my wrap-ups or anything like that. So, this first book is called When We Were Lost, and it is by Kevin Wignall. And the synopsis says, Tom Calloway never wanted to go on this trip. He doesn't like his classmates and doesn't care about learning anything. If it weren't for the fact that he had nowhere else to go that week while his guardian was away, he would have never boarded that plane. So we'll see what happens in that book. And then let me back up really quick. I have these 5 books that I did not get to on my August TBR. And I'm not taking, I said in the game, I'm not taking any punishments or anything. But I did not return those to the library because I was kind of hoping maybe I could get to those books. I doubt it, because look at the size of this one. Oh my goodness. Okay, so the next 2 words were alliance and marriage. So a forced marriage, and probably won't read this one. This one was just a choice. It's called Castles in Their Bones, and it's by Laura Sebastian. And it is about an empress that had plans for her 3 daughters to be married, and now they're age 16, and each must leave their homeland and marry their prince, each one of them. And we'll see that. So that was an arranged marriage with those princes. I do know that this book won't have anything in it. I have never read this book. Never. Katie, I know. Katie of Paperbacks and Ponytails. This is one of her favorite books. So anyhow, I have never read this book, but I wanted to read it because, first of all, it fits this prompt. And second of all, when my children, my two older children were teenagers, they were in the youth group at church, and my husband and I were chaperones, and we went to all the youth events and everything. And this was the youth group's most favorite movie. We watched this movie every single time we got together as a youth group. So I've never read the book, so that's the book that I will pick up first before I pick up the Castles and Their Bones. And then I was hoping this book would fit. I did not get to this book in August, but I was hoping this book would fit somewhere. So the next two words were target and cannon. And, I came up with the word war. And so The Voice in the Wind by Francine Rivers. And I am buddy reading this with one of my subscribers. So I'm very excited about that. And so I did tell her, because I have lots of other books, I did tell her that I would expect this book to take September and October. So we'll be taking a couple of months to read that book. And I've had that book since back in May. I bought it. And like you know, I normally don't buy books, but I think I told the story last month. I won't tell the story again. But my library, I had had book 2 and 3, and back in March or April, I checked out this book from Interlibrary Loan, got it. Didn't finish it in time because you only have 3 weeks through Interlibrary Loan. Didn't finish it in time, and it but they have book 2 and 3, so I just bought this one at a bookstore. So all right, so the next book, or the next 2 words, was potato and crab. And I just said I couldn't think of an association between the 2 words. So I just said food or drink on the cover. And there's 2 books on my Kindle Unlimited list. Actually, my daughter's Kindle Unlimited list, because right now I'm borrowing her Kindle until Christmas, and I'm going to ask for one. But one of them is called Key Lime Garden Inn by Annie Cabot. And the second one is called Sunshine at the Cornish Bakery by Sarah Hope. And I'll have both of these right here so you can see, one after the other, because I discovered last month I can only put up one picture at a time. Anyhow, I think. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read any of these books that I am talking about. So, number 5, the words were hearth and pine, and it made me think of a cabin, and colonial times. So I chose this book, and then I chose a Kindle Unlimited book. I chose this book called Prairie Song, and it's about this character, Anna, that travels on a wagon train, back to the Old West. I don't know if there would be, if it would fit that prompt. However, I did not realize the next one that I wrote down is a Kindle Unlimited book. It's called The Gathering Dawn. And, but I did not realize that this book and I know you can't see the cover. This book, In This Moment by Gabriel Meyer. My library does not have the Timeless series by Gabriel Meyer, so I got this from Interlibrary Loan. So it is Maggie inherited a gift that allows her to live 3 separate lives: 1861, 1941, and 2001. So in 1861, during the Civil War time period, I am sure Hearth and Pine would come into play. So I am going to switch up what I wrote down and read this one first, because it's one of those books that I only have 3 weeks. You have to return this on time. So the next 2 words were spicy and oak, and I thought of a fairy tale and a forest. You know, not a spicy fairy tale book, but that's what I thought of. And I have been wanting to read this book, Becoming Hook by Mary Meacham. It's on Kindle Unlimited. I'll have it pictured right here, and been wanting to read that. So we'll see if that one fits the bill. Okay, then the next 2 words were raft and rich. And I came up with ocean setting with a shipwreck. Well, this really isn't an ocean setting, but this book, A Castaway in Cornwall, and I've been wanting to read a Julie Klassen book. I had one a while back, but I didn't get around to reading it. So this one says, set adrift on the tides of fate by the death of her parents and left wanting answers, Laura Calloway now lives with her uncle and his disapproving wife in North Cornwall. There she feels like a castaway, always viewed as an outsider, even as she yearns to belong. While wreckers search for valuables along the windswept Cornwall coast, known for its many shipwrecks but few survivors, Laura searches for clues to the lives lost so she can write letters to the next of kin. So that, I think, will be a good read. Then number 8 was Star and Ladle, and I am going to combine that with number 5, Hearth and Pine. So, and then as well, number 9 was Castle and Minor, like a minor child or something. And I am going to combine that with number 6, so Becoming Hook. And then White and Ray, I thought of white, the color white. And Ray, I thought of a sunshine or the color yellow. And so I, on my Kindle Unlimited list, I have a book called One Golden Summer by Helen Toews, Toews. I'll have it right here. Right here. I don't know why I keep pointing over there. Right here. And then the last book, well, I have one more here, but that doesn't have anything to do with my TBR list. The last book was Boot and Motor. So I thought of a car and a boot and I know in the UK they call the trunk of the car a boot. And so I was searching for a Regency romance when set in the time period where they had cars. So this is called An Hour Unspent by Rosanna M. White. So I hope I can get to that one. I think I'm being very ambitious this month. And then the last one, I picked up this book because of a book review that Katie from Paperbacks and Ponytails did. I will link the book review in the description box down below. But this, it was a different, this is a trilogy. and it was a different book. This is the first book in the trilogy. And on my reading bucket list, in my reading journal, I have as a prompt to read a trilogy this year. So I thought I'd start it with After the Shadows, and this is by Amanda Cabot. And my library happened to have all 3 books. So those are my books for September. My book choices, my book, I hope to get to them. And I thank you so much for bearing with me and watching. I do know, and I watch lots and lots of TBR videos, and I know that lots of people don't get to their TBRs. They say they mood read and all. Well, I don't have an extensive library at home. So if I don't get to something, it's just because I didn't have time to read it all. It's not because that I have other choices that I want to read. So these are the books that I'm hoping, and I'm hoping to maybe get to, some of these that from August that I didn't get to. But you can renew at my library. Unless the book is on hold, you can renew a book 5 times. So that would mean that you can have it out for 15 weeks, because you can have it out 3 weeks at a time. So as long as nobody's waiting for it, you can do that. And so I often do that, and I get notifications and emails and all that kind of stuff. So it keeps me honest and with my library book stuff. So thank you so much for watching. I love doing these, and stay tuned for my my verse map video. Tomorrow will be up very late because I have somewhere to go in the morning, and I haven't finished it yet, so it'll be up very late tomorrow, if not maybe even Sunday. And then Monday, stay tuned for my September planner setup video. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.